Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be a little more personal, something different than I usually do. Today I will be speaking about a positive mindset, manifestation, grit, and confidence. I hope you will like the video because I am going to be very honest in this and I'm going to share my personal journey as well. So let's get right into it. I don't want to talk for too much, and this is not one of those videos where I'll be talking about how you manifest and next morning there will be a Ferrari on your driveway. This is not one of those videos. I want to talk about how manifestation works if you actually put in the work and you can actually live your dream life. So I have my iPad here with me. This is just so that I do not ramble in this video and I get straight to the points and what I want to talk about without making this video too long. So if I'm looking here, that's the reason why. I'm just trying to gather my thoughts and stay on track. Let's get this started. I get a lot of questions about my career, and the example I'm going to use in this video is also going to be related to my career and the job I have at the moment. Because I post videos on social media, a lot of people are interested in what I do. I work as a project lead at Kwantlen Polytechnic University. Before this, I worked as a support analyst at University of British Columbia. Now I will be talking about my actual journey, how I got this job, and how manifestation can help you get your dream job. Let's get started. So when I was at UBC, I have worked at UBC for a total of 3 years in the same position of support analyst in the IT department. My first year and a half, 2 years were amazing. But my last year working at UBC was very, I would say, anxiety driven, because every night before going to bed, the days I have to be in office, I would get these anxiety attacks, and most of the days I would cry and go to bed because I hated my work environment so much that I genuinely didn't want to be there. There was another factor that was causing this anxiety, is because I used to drive from Elder Grove to my work, which is UBC in Vancouver. So the distance was really long and that didn't help. I would already be tired when I would get to work, but then my management, you could say, like the person that was managing our team, I just had, you could say, some disagreements on the way everything should be handled. So let's just say that I was looking for a new job. The job market wasn't the best, but I still wanted to try my luck out there. And I had been in this role for, as I told you guys, for more than 2 years, because I was also looking for growth. I wanted to do something where it would challenge me. And I had been stuck in the same role for 2+ years, right? So I started applying to jobs. I was keen on looking at job postings at KPU because I had worked at KPU before. I have graduated from KPU before. I know a lot of people at KPU. KPU felt like home. So it wasn't that I was only applying for jobs at KPU. I was applying for jobs elsewhere as well, but mainly focusing on KPU. There was this particular position that I applied to. I interviewed for it, but I did not hear back. So I was contacted on LinkedIn by someone from KPU. They were doing some sort of event related to co-op program and people who have already taken this program at KPU, so that they could help current co-op students network with these people and gain some insights. So somebody reached out to me on LinkedIn and invited me to this event, and I was like, okay, I should go to this event. You know, it will also help me out to network and get my name out there, kind of. So I went to this event. The person who invited me, I met this person, said my highs, and basically introduced myself to her in person, and told her how I have been on a hunt for a job. And she actually connected me with somebody working in HR. And then the person that I got connected with in HR, we had like a 15-minute meeting, like a virtual meeting. And then I introduced myself. We had a little chat. So she knew me now. So nothing really happened really. And then I saw this job posting, applied for it, and then connected with this person from HR just to let her know that I'm interested in this role. And I would like to be able to interview for this. So she flagged my resume, and I didn't really hear back for a few months. And then I did get a call for like an interview. So I was really excited. After that interview, nothing really happened again. So this story that I'm telling you, this is like months and months of events. It's not like this event happened and the next happened the next day, the other happened the other day. No. This is like, it took months for things to kind of move. And at this point, I'm just like losing hope a little bit. But this is how manifestation works actually. Throughout the entire time, I'm obviously manifesting at the same time, and then at the same time, I'm putting in the work, meaning to say, I was about to finish my certificate in business analysis from UBC Sauter School of Business so that I could show them that I have these skills, because the roles that I was applying for were mainly like project management based roles, and a certification in business analysis would actually give me an upper hand when it comes to job interviews. So that is the work I was putting into it. And I was also taking courses on LinkedIn. The person who was hiring for these roles at KPU, I had found out through my networks the name of the person. So I reached out to them on LinkedIn as well. I connected with them on LinkedIn, and that way this person, who is actually my manager right now, she could see the things I'm doing on LinkedIn, you know, like the courses I'm taking, stuff like that. And it's always nice to connect with people on LinkedIn just to show them, you know, like I exist kind of thing, because they can put a face to that name for the person's resume that is on your desk kind of thing. So nothing really happened, and I didn't really hear back. So before I end this story on a good note, I want to talk about manifestation, a positive mindset, confidence, and grit. Let's talk about positive mindset and manifestation, because I think these two go hand in hand. As I said that I was manifesting, I will actually walk you through the steps I was taking to manifest this life, to manifest this job. I would journal. So I would have a journal, like an actual hard paper to write on. And I would actually write in present tense what my life looks like when I have this job that I have been wanting. So I would actually write exactly like I woke up on a Monday. It is, let's say, 7 a.m. I start getting ready, and then I wear this, I don't know, black dress, put some makeup on, and I go to work. And I'm listening to this music in my car while I'm driving to work. I park my car in the... So, okay, this is an important detail to know. I told you guys earlier that I had worked at KPU before. So, I graduated from KPU, and I got my full-time position at KPU in 2018, and I worked there until 2022, and 2022 is when I left and joined UBC. So I know what the campus looks like at KPU, exactly where each building is. So in my journal, I would write that I parked my car in this parking because I know exactly where this parking is. And I also imagined the building that my office was in. So I wrote down that I parked my car, walk into the office. I wish good morning to my coworkers. Everyone is so nice to me. So basically, I would write down to the point exactly each detail, the song I was listening to, stuff like that. And when I talk about the song, this is funny, but I wouldn't actually say the name of the song. I don't know, because I just feel like it's too personal to me. But I would listen to this one song. It's a Hindi Bollywood movie song. I would put this song on repeat in my car while I was driving to UBC and going to this job that wasn't serving me my purpose anymore. And I would imagine my life as if I was living that life already. So while driving to work to UBC, I would pretend as if I'm driving to this new job at KPU instead, even though I was going to UBC. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I would always put this song on in my car and listen to this song and basically pretend. So I would always, whenever I'm manifesting, even if I'm journaling or even like imagining my life in my mind, I would imagine the exact details of the place, exactly what I'm feeling like, what I'm looking like, what I'm wearing, you know? I would imagine everything like that. And let me tell you something. The job that I have currently at KPU, I did not know that their office was in this particular building. But when I actually got the job, that office was also in that particular building that I had been imagining in my head. I now park my car in the same parking lot where I was imagining I would go and park my car. So, while I'm also talking about manifestation, a positive mindset is really important throughout. I am naturally a very optimistic person. I always think the best would happen to me. I never put in perspective what could go wrong. That is just how my brain is wired as a person. So, keeping a positive mindset comes very easy and naturally to me. But while I'm talking about this, exactly what I did, I want to finish off my story by saying that it was months and months that I didn't hear back, but this one day I got an email that they wanted to interview me again. So by this point, I have already been interviewed twice. They wanted me to interview me for the third time. And I still remember it was the month of June, I think the first week of June 2025, when I got this email, and I was so excited. I was so excited. I gave my third interview, and it looked like that they liked me, and they offered me the job. I started my new job working as a project lead in July of 2025. So now you know that I got the job. It took months. I think my job hunting for this specific role started in 2024. The month was either September or October. I don't remember exactly. And then I ended up getting the job in July of 2025. So you can see it from 2024, end of 2024 to mid of 2025. That is how the timeline is. It took more than, I think it's more than 6 months, more than half a year. This whole time I had the confidence that I am going to get this job. I am going to work here in this department. I also want to mention that whenever I wouldn't hear back, I would always email, even though I wouldn't hear back after that email. But this last time in June, when they wanted to interview me for the third time, that was only because even my manager now, she said this to me. She said, I loved how persistent you were and how confident you were. I just had to interview you. You know what I mean? Because I think when you think that, oh, just applying to the job is enough, I think applying to the job and then reaching out to the person because then they can put a face to this name is very important. It just shows them that how interested you are and how you could say determined you are. And that was one of the reasons I actually got to sit in the interview in the first place. And then also it's the confidence. I had the confidence that if I get the interview, I'm definitely going to get the job. So it's also the confidence that plays a major role. And I genuinely think the confidence comes from this moral, you could say. So as a person, I have a really high moral compass, and when it comes to achieving and accomplishing things in my life, I naturally have a positive mindset. But I genuinely think that because I am a good person, only good things are going to happen to me. So being confident in who you are and being confident in what you have to offer plays a major role when it comes to manifestation, because manifestation, you have to put in the work as well, and you need to know that this work you're putting in is going to definitely give you results. And then I would like to come to grit and talk about how whenever I wouldn't hear back, for example, in my second interview, they were asking me questions about DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion. My background is very technical. I now have an undergrad in information technology that I just completed in December 2025. So whenever I have been interviewed, you could say that because I come from a technical background, my experience was in very technical jobs. DEI wasn't something that was familiar to me. And when I was interviewing for this role, I was able to answer the questions pretty well. It was just the DEI questions that I knew myself that I didn't know. And those were a few of the questions that I did miss for sure. And when I reached out to my now manager, I did talk to her in the email that I know I could have done better in the DEI questions. I basically apologized and I just said to her that I'm working on courses that would increase my awareness and my knowledge on DEI. So when I connected with her on LinkedIn, I would do courses on LinkedIn related to DEI. So she was able to see the work that I was putting in wherever I'm lacking. So if you are determined enough, confident enough, knowledgeable enough, and you're manifesting this life, you have a positive mindset, you have that grit, there is nothing that can stop you from achieving whatever you want in your life. All of this is very, very, very personal to me. And I don't think I would have made a video like this, but it just was something that I had been thinking from almost months now, that I want to talk about this thing and make a video on my YouTube channel. So when I talk about grit isn't talked about enough, and it's not something that is glamorous, right? Grit is something that wants you to work harder even after you get rejected. Grit is something that makes you not want to just sit down and take no for an answer, because let's say if I am thinking, oh, I'm applying to these jobs because I think I can be selected. I am disciplined in the sense I'm putting in the work, even though I know that there's nobody that is going to clap for me. Let's say this is just me, one person team, one person army, putting in the work every day regardless of whatever the result is going to be. It is motivation, it is determination, it is consistency, it is discipline. Whenever you are consistent with something, I think on some days motivation is not going to work well for you, but if you are consistent, if you have the discipline, you will just keep going. Motivation is not going to take you to places where discipline and consistency is going to. So I would say, if you are putting in the work and you're not seeing the results that you should be seeing, do not feel sad or upset about it. It just basically means that you just need more time. You need to put in some more work. You will always get to the other side. You know, I'll tell you something. When I was working at UBC, in my role, because I was so, like, you could say, I was genuinely, I don't like using the word depressed, but I was very, very unhappy. But I decided that I'm going to go to work. I'm going to put on some makeup. It will make me feel better, because in my head, I was also thinking that even though I don't have my dream job, or I don't work where I want to work, I would show up as if I am working for my dream job. So it again falls into the same thing, where you actually believe that you're already living that life, and then you start taking actions that you would naturally take when you would be living your dream life or working your dream job, however the case may be. And that is all, actually. And if you're watching this right now and if you feel stuck in life, I just want you to know that your current situation is not your final identity. Your life is in your hands. The control of your life is in your hands. You are the director of your life. Take charge, and you can do anything you want. Nothing is impossible. And that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. This was a very different sit down kind of video. It is also getting a little dark outside, but please let me know, what do you think about this one? And if you would like me to make more videos like this, comment down below, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let's get to 1,000 subscribers.